Ayo, locked in, mic's on, recording spoiled by a foul tone. Scrap that, run it back, Phantom Show number 2 with that. A year off and a week behind, looking for us, we were hard to find. Pop back, set refined, to get back hard, but the setback died. The team strong, hair long, kick game hard like shell toes. Big fans, but not a big bass. Came through freshened up like toothpaste. In your face, wear your mask, gonna wanna cover up, cause we cold with that. Strap in, enjoy the ride, and the show's about to start, just count to 5.
Oh, this time is for the money. Guru, turn the lights down. Oh man, yeah. It's every time you hear him talking to Guru, you knew it was gonna be like,
oh, Guru's in the room. Oh shit, Guru
like,
is in the room.
Probably always in the room.
Did you hear that? He said Guru. That means they're gonna. Yo, I heard some cool stories about like when Cam and Jay did what's the song they did together?
The Welcome to New York City.
Yeah. I heard they did that quick, like minutes.
I imagine.
Like I heard that. So who was telling the story? I don't know if I heard it on Drink Champs or something like that. I can't remember. But so apparently, what happened was it Bleak who was telling this? I honestly, that doesn't even matter. The story was told.
The story was told by somebody.
It was
in a
told,
place
right? It's like it's just like religious text. It doesn't matter. Like it came from somewhere.
Somebody somewhere said that it started somewhere, and now we all
right. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
So just like that, we take Jay-Z as scripture as well, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So I think what happened was one of them went into the booth, maybe Jay. The other one right after that, and then I think they just went like they kind of like tag teamed it and shit essentially, and at the end, like apparently they did that really quickly, which isn't something. Or is that the Jay, or is that am I thinking that, or is it the Lil Wayne? I mean, didn't him and Wayne do something too?
The Hello Brooklyn,
yeah,
which still I mean, it's a good song, but it doesn't make
no.
sense.
I don't think it was Hello Brooklyn. I think it was the other one.
Where's the other one?
With the one with him and Cam, right? Yeah, like I think that's the. I'm man. I hope I'm not.
And speaking of that, like
mixing those two up.
How come there's no good Chicago anthems? Like nobody really puts together like a Chicago powerhouse.
Okay,
like,
so there's some. All right, so like hip hop heads like may know underground Chicago rapper Rusty Chainz.
Yeah,
Rusty Chainz put out a really dope album called
But it's not an anthem if it's underground.
Hold on, I gotta remember this. I gotta remember this now.
The Go?
Battle Scars to Prove It, I believe. I believe that's the name of it. And he put a song out called The Go.
Yeah.
And that it's a really dope song. If me and Adam had any ability to play audio right now, we'd play at least 9 seconds, because I believe that is the max where they don't want to sue you. They're just like, all right, maybe accidentally press play.
I mean, I don't even like. We'll definitely get a C&D because so we've already have robots for that.
We've been talking about it, but so we'll get back to the Chicago anthem. But if we were to do a Patreon,
who's we? First of all, we need to introduce the show before we start asking people about we.
Go ahead. So we'll get back to those two topics, but go ahead.
Welcome to the second rendition of episode 85 of the Kiona and Kasson podcast. Yeah, it's the second rendition. Maybe if we go back to the Patreon conversation,
we will be able to see the Patreon conversation. Those two conversations were really dope.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm your host Adam, here with my brother Osama. We hope that this recording makes the light of day, because it's just very disheartening when situations arise that. Anyway, it's obvious that we missed last week because we didn't put out an episode, and those episodes are dated. So
yeah, Adam, I think you may have seen the post Adam put. If for those of you who follow us on social media, Kiona and Kasson podcast.
I also said stay tuned for updates, and now they're not going to get an update until this comes out. But whatever,
it is what it is. Listen, we wanted to make sure that the audio was right. Adam's been fiddling with it.
Been trying to make some adjustments, some much needed.
Fucking fiddler.
Hey, listen, man. If
fiddler on the roof. What is this bullshit? Who is this fucking fiddler? Get the fuck off my roof, dude.
Fiddling brings me to where I need to be.
Why would there be I need to know what a fiddler is. Is that the guy that plays the instrument like a fiddle?
I think a fiddler is just anybody who fiddles. You know?
See, that could be misconstrued.
I mean, fiddle can mean a lot of things.
Keep going. Just like keep introducing us.
All right. Well, hey, welcome to the show. If you're new, if you've been here for a while, welcome back. If you've watched the show creepily but have never subscribed, do that. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I've noticed that a lot of YouTubers say that. They're like, like 80% of you aren't subscribed. And I look at their views and I'll be like, man, so 80% of those views aren't subscribed? Like, what? That's not cool, man. Like, you're using their content for nothing. Like, it doesn't take nothing to subscribe. You just click a damn button.
It's true. I mean,
even
I'm
if you
subscribed to
don't
mad
care.
people.
Yeah, man. I got a lot of subscriptions, like, for no reason.
Yeah, honestly, my YouTube like homepage is a little cluttered. So
yeah, the point is just subscribe. It's cool, man.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
We are back. We are bike.
We're back for sure. Can't be biting things, man.
Biking. People bike a lot.
But I haven't biked in a long time.
Yeah, biking sucks.
Yo,
dude.
listen, when you've had to like actually be on a bike for work.
Yeah. Okay, so
that.
two things, right? Two things. Biking is terrible for men, I believe. Most men who bike would agree, even if they're like the Tour de France guys. Like,
I think you got to keep your prostate in mind when you sit on a bike.
Listen, dude. If you're a man, it hurts the dick.
I don't know who designed those seats.
Those seats, I would rather have my seat be exactly what they have for like the old children's seats. Like, you know what I mean? Like they put it behind the adult. Like it's just like it's like that.
It's like a full ass cushion.
It's like that ride at carnivals where they're just a chain and a seat, and it just swings you wildly around in circles.
That was a good ride.
Carnival rides are probably the most dangerous you can.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they deconstruct and reconstruct those things pretty regularly. So
often, man, they can't be that. Those bolts can't be good.
No, like hopefully they change the bolts. Like we have got spare bolts.
And have you ever looked at the people who are like running these rides?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
they literally don't. They look like they haven't reached like a specific point in life, right? Like driver's licenses, maybe.
Yeah.
Like they might have gotten to that point.
Right.
Like, dude, you're 16 years old. What do you know about this? There should be technicians.
It's true.
Same thing at Great America. Who are these fucking teenagers operating this ride?
Yeah, I mean, they're like, oh, summer vacation started, so we should start hiring some of the teenagers in Gurney and see if we can get these rides up and running. Like,
it takes physicists.
Yeah.
And fucking like mathematicians and architects, and
I try not to think about it that much because I really enjoy roller coasters.
Oh, I do too.
I don't want to ruin them for myself.
Oh, it wouldn't ruin it. I'd be on there. Like, even if I thought that, I'd be like, this is gonna be great.
I mean, we do think that, and then that's exactly how it is, to be honest.
But if you really think about it, it takes so many people that have gone to school for years and years and years to be able to be in the position to make roller coasters.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, you got to be like 48 inches to ride it, and you got to be at least 15 to operate it.
There's nothing more embarrassing than going to the amusement park and being too short to get on one of the rides. Like, I feel bad for you short people out there, man. I was that person for a very long time, and then finally like had a burst. So thank God,
dude. That would suck.
Yeah.
Like, you want to go to Great America, dude? I can't. You know that.
And the nice thing is, I don't mind talking about Six Flags because there's one in like every region of the United States. So
I've only been to one, but we've been to Cedar Point. I think we've talked about Cedar Point, and it's been a year. So like, I got to remember what we've spoken about and whatnot.
It has been a year, and then I was so mad that we couldn't post last week because I was like, "Fuck, man, we just put one
back.
out."
But please bear with us. We are bike.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't stop saying it now. Like, even when I'm doing things at work, like I just say it like all the time. Like, as long as I don't start spelling it BYKE or BIKE, like, no, we're not biking and we're not.
What is bike? What does it mean that we are bike? Like, are one of us the wheels, the other one's the handlebars?
It's like you had a hiccup.
How does that work,
Mr. Superpower?
Yeah, but that's
like,
I mean,
you gave me. It's like you gave somebody a hiccup in the middle of them saying back. They're bike. Sorry, back.
I don't know if that really translates well, but I mean, if you say so, we'll go with that.
You guys like our new artwork?
See, like, I'm trying to sit here and just act nonchalant like it doesn't exist.
No, man, we should exist. I mean, we should acknowledge its existence. It's pretty dope.
I mean,
we have to acknowledge who gave it to us.
Oh yeah, shout out to Sarah, man, our sister. She definitely was.
Sarah, man,
she's in there. She's in the bag over there somewhere.
Yeah,
so, but yeah, she gave it to us as a little gift for the set. We're trying to revamp things, and so I mean, this is a start. And we didn't want to have just an ugly blank wall behind us. It was not looking good.
Every week, it's too blank of a wall. Obviously, there's too much of a canvas to not put some sort of a canvas
Right.
on top of it. But listen, if you guys are interested in sending some sort of fan art or fan mail, if you guys can do caricatures of me and Adam, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, but don't make it offensive because fuck you, you know?
No, not fuck you. I mean, we appreciate the effort.
No, for sure. But like, I mean,
No, not that.
some people might put their talented art to use to just make clowns of us, you know?
Dude, that's a superpower. You're a dope artist, but you create like the
It's
most
not a superpower.
like
though.
imagine if you were like somebody famous and there was an artist who hated you, like a fucking like artiste,
And he was like,
and they just
renowned and
created like a whole bunch of fucking hilarious but like beautiful, so people would buy them, and it was highly coveted pictures of you, like to make fun
like
of you.
the depictions of me in these photographs. Why would you do such a thing?
I'm good, y'all.
Yeah, and you know what? By all rights, I should have that ability in art. I took art for like 15 years of life, and I'm just not that good. So we buy things. So if anybody is able to make them, for sure.
And that gets us back to Patreon.
Patreon? Yes.
I don't know. Anyway, listen, we're thinking about starting a Patreon, and the reason we want to start doing that is because we'd obviously like to be able to put out more content. There's certain things we can't do on YouTube because of, the copyrights and things like that. And just honestly, it will let us create a community of people that, though we'd have a nice following on YouTube, I guess it just creates a more intimate a place for our followers to maybe interact with us.
For sure.
We could do
And our
certain
tiers
things.
would be like, we'd start cheap because, we want y'all to rock with us.
Cheap. We barely charge, but it's just a nice thing to be able to
Have a platform that we can do whatever, we choose.
We would like to really incorporate more music. So if we started filming a second podcast a week,
Right.
we can start putting that podcast together with maybe we can make it a musical review podcast, and we can do that on Patreon because we're allowed to do that in that setting. So if you think that you would be interested in paying, again, it's a small fee. I guess that's what I don't know too much about Patreon. I just know that because of what me and him would like to do, we'd like to be able to play music, and we'd like to be able to do certain things that, YouTube doesn't necessarily allow you to do.
And for sure, it could be a more sound effect filled podcast without just our two voices the entire time.
Exactly. So if you're interested in something like that, or you would be interested in doing that, we are going to probably start filming something very soon. We're gonna give it a shot. We also have some other content we'd like to film. We give some behind the scenes. I think some of our followers actually live in the area. I mean, it's just it's kind of a cool thing where we can kind of interact.
I would hope so.
So if you'd be interested in that, please comment below. Let us know if that's something that you'd be cool with, or you'd maybe be interested in seeing.
Right.
And we're going to go from, probably in a few weeks, we'll probably start filming a second podcast. As soon as we can get some connections and certain things that we're looking for the interface.
Yeah, we'll start making adjustments and doing things, but we won't get too much into the nitty gritty about what we're
not at
trying
all.
to get
I just
into,
kind of wanted to bring it up and let people know that that's what we're kind of thinking. And, if you're interested in following us to that kind of platform, as a secondary, place for you to get some more content from us, if that's even what you want to see.
This will still be out on YouTube at that time anyway. Like, we'll probably put it out, a day or two
this will be
the Patreon out or whatever, and just...
Do you think this goes out on Patreon first? Maybe so, like a day before, day and a half before. It depends on how quickly we can start getting the turnaround, and once we've honed in on everything again, it's been a year.
Sharpen up my editing abilities, and maybe I can try to put a little crunch time on it, but it depends. My internet is limited because AT&T don't got no fiber over here. So
fiber, you need to get some more fibrous foods in your diet.
Fiber
AT&T
really keeps the world running, man.
Yeah, man, keeps you regular, keeps you going,
Like. I don't know, but anyway, hopefully they do that faster, and then once they can they're supposed to be working on it. So apparently, once that gets done, then I can upgrade, and everything will go faster. So
you're kind of limited to your bandwidth.
Yeah, dude. Hey,
I fucking hate that word.
Bandwidth. We have a bad taste in our mouth. We used to be in like a very minor league, little basketball league. So the reason we played one season. And then they stopped it, and they said, "Oh, we don't have the bandwidth to continue on." And I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
For years, I didn't know what bandwidth meant. I was like, what the fuck? That seemed like just such a made up. Like that's an excuse because you don't want to do it no more.
I was like, we can all pitch in $5 to buy some more bandwidth.
yeah, like dude, where's the bandwidth at? I'll go help you pick it up. Like we can do it.
Right, like
I got a truck. We can do this together.
how do we get more bandwidth? Can we grow it? Like how does it?
Is there seeds? Like
This was like what 2011 or something like that.
yeah,
I think if I remember correctly. So, but yeah, it was very devastating that we could not continue on.
yeah.
So.
So well, before I forget, who just passed? Marvin Hagler, right?
Yeah,
Marvin Hagler just passed. I just don't want to forget.
right. Rest in peace.
Yeah, and he was fairly young, right? He was like 60 or something like that.
Yeah,
I want to look at my phone real quick. But rest in peace, because we may, it's easier kind of like the thought pops in your head, and you might, in a podcast, something pops in, and you start arguing or laughing about something for 45 minutes.
yeah.
And before we start
especially
getting,
us, like
before we start getting to that kind of shit, I just want to kind of like, make sure that we address that marvelous Marvin Hagler. That's a tongue twister right there. Anyway, he died at 66, man.
Mm.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
To Marvin Hagler. For those who don't know, he's just a boxing great. Obviously, way before our time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Before the Mike Tysons of the world and things of that nature.
Yeah, I mean,
But definitely a legend, and rest in peace to him.
absolutely.
Rest in peace to everybody who we lost, man. I mean, I know that that's not the only one, but
Yeah,
definitely want to put that out there.
there's been a lot. I mean, even in the 2 weeks that since our last episode has been out, there's been a lot happening. Shout out to Mr. Biden over there though for getting these stimmies hooked up.
Stimmy shimmy coming soon.
Stimmy. Yeah.
Yeah, I might put that. We might have to put that on like a boomerang. You know how they do the boomerangs go like.
They've been making those Moneybag Joe memes about him since it passed. And I'm like, dude, the internet is so fast. Like, they don't skip a fucking beat. Everything right away. The fucking turnaround of that shit.
Undefeated. It's just so many people on the internet. Somebody's eventually gonna come up with the I don't know, something to put out. Memes are like you just take the picture and you just put something that pops in your head, and if it flies, it flies.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody, there's different tastes all over the internet. So clearly, when it flies, it does fly. Like
the internet is lightning fast, dude, for real. It is literally undefeated. There's nothing to be said about.
They're definitely hilarious. Those Moneybag Joe memes. I'm not gonna lie. They're. I was like,
Joe
the Photoshop abilities.
Joe Biden has some of the greatest memes of all time.
He definitely does.
Like when
with him and Brock.
Oh, with him and Barack. Yeah, dude.
the ones that like when the transition was happening from Barack to Donald Trump.
That was good.
Yeah, dude. He was like, I left something in the drawer for him or whatever. Like, they're all hilarious. I don't know. I can't remember the specific.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get into them because I didn't want to fumble that.
I mean,
one.
you know them.
You
know
guys.
They were all over the place.
Hey, you guys fucking know.
You remember?
You remember?
Pepperidge Farm remembers. So last week when we were recording but not able to actually like do anything with it, All-Star Weekend was happening. So we at least
All-Star Day.
All-Star Day.
It was actually like an all-star few hours.
Well, I mean,
what time did it start? Like 6:30. It was done by like 9:47. We were ready to go to bed and shit. Like, oh, that was a good little nice.
Yeah,
All-Star Weekend condensed was nice, man. That shit was. No, yeah, I didn't watch none of that shit.
I watched. You know what's fucked up is I had it on a lag because we were cooking, right? So like, I had to pause for a little bit, and then I, of course, when the 3-point contest was on, I at some point must have like rolled onto the remote the wrong way and it changed the channel, and I lost all of the behind that I was at. So by the time I came in, it was like the last. Steph was doing his last round of the 3-point contest, and he closed it out.
I could have told you he was gonna win that shit.
I mean, for sure.
The hell, that dude can shoot backwards with like, I don't know, his fucking left foot.
He's got. I mean, I was kind of surprised.
He'd be literally in the stadium just shooting from like upper deck just to fuck with it. Like and then he runs away like
those those guys, Dude Perfect or whatever. And they'll go to like the top of the stadium and go. That's what he does. He just literally comes in from the third fucking terrace and just tosses it in like
And then who he runs away with? Like he runs away from the shot. Like in Maury, the baby's mom runs away from the results. He just
gets out of the chair and just bursts running.
He high knees the fuck out of that. He's like, I'm gone.
Yeah, man, the guy's ridiculous.
No,
I was kind of
Maury!
surprised that LaMelo wasn't going
I
to be.
only slept with like 4 other dudes. Bitch, you just told me you didn't sleep with nobody else.
Did you
like,
see
that's
what
why
Maury
you're on the
posted?
show. Maury Pope. What is his name? Popovich?
Maury Povich?
Povich. I added a Pope. Like
Yeah,
another
a Popovich.
A Popovich.
He posted $1,400 per baby. He's like, you know what, baby, Maury, that baby does kind of look like me. I was like, the fact that he posted it is hilarious.
That's Maury is hilarious. He's like a legend just for like paternity tests.
Who do you think is like made the bigger impact on that game? Jerry Springer or Maury?
Oh, Maury, because Jerry Springer was like, you could
everything ratchet involved with Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer, I can only watch for a few. Like, I'd be like, all right, this is getting ridiculous. Like, where the fuck did these motherfuckers come from? Like, why are these people so terrible?
It felt as though he didn't really care what happened. He was like, the more drama out that pulls out here is just better.
And they should have just called it antagonist Jerry. Like, he would literally be in the crowd like, and how you feel about that? He just hit you. What, you gonna just let him sit there and hit you like that?
You're not gonna hit him back. You should have your top ripped off by him, and then you guys go and fight, because that's literally just what happened.
He'd be like, listen, a minute ago you said if you ever see him, you're gonna rip his head off of his shoulders, right? Coincidence has it, bring him out.
Like you said, it's on site. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? There he is, right there. You know, let's go.
What? And you told me it was on site. Can you clarify what that means? Oh yeah, Jerry. It means that if I see this motherfucker, it's on. He's like, oh, word. All right. Well, Michael happened to be in the neighborhood, and
he was like, "That was good, wasn't it?" Because I did know what on site meant.
Jerry's like, so a lot of those were actors, right?
Yeah.
So I think that
they made it look real.
As sad as it is, I think that most of the people on Maury weren't acting.
Yo, Maury had like an HBO special that was, or Jerry Springer had like an HBO special that was Jerry Springer Uncensored or whatever, and it was just all the ratchet shit that you couldn't see on like
titties popping out.
Yeah, all that shit. The fights, like some of the most ratchet shit.
How much titty popped out on Jerry Springer?
Like all them
girls were wearing like tube tops, right? So like I think every show had like the people in the Jerry Springer show were probably going to be hired actors, right?
Yeah,
but I think they both had a loose.
They weren't all hired actors though.
Oh yeah, dude. Can you imagine being the person that's not an actor on Jerry Springer?
They were like, oh, we couldn't find somebody for this week, so we we hired some people for it. But they looked for like real people. They just couldn't always get them.
Dude, I couldn't imagine being in the. I know people that went to the Jerry Springer. Like, dude, I just came back from the Jerry Springer show. Like, dude, how was that? Because that seems like you would not. You'd get like you might come back with like a fucking chlamydia from sitting on, like, you got sepsis now. Like, I don't know how that happened, but you have it. I don't even know what sepsis means, but I think it would happen if you went to the Jerry Springer show.
Yeah, I probably don't sit on any of the front row chairs either in the audience.
So I do think that
the audience used to fight.
Hey, Jerry Springer was here, right? Shot here?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not.
A lot of those daytime shows were shot here.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Like Ricky Lake was in Chicago, I think. Fucking
Of course, Oprah was here for a long time until she was like, "Nah, I'm a bounce."
Fucking Oprah. We could talk a little bit about that. Well, anyway, but I still want to talk about that. Fucking So I do believe that they all had probably some sort of loosely based, structured script, right? So
yeah.
Essentially,
you have to fight.
Right. No. So, like, what's going to happen?
The results are going to be negative because it's funny.
Maury, right?
Was it fun? Was it always funny to you when the results were negative? Like it wasn't
on Maury,
the dude's child.
Dude, on Maury,
yeah.
All I hoped for were negative results. This shit was hilarious to me because
I told you, Maury.
Them girls became motherfucking. They would run. I told you, dude. It was like Steph Curry hitting the shot. Is one and the same. But like Steph Curry ran like them chicks that used to be on the Maury show. And chicks on the Maury show ran like Steph Curry that used to be shooting shots from the second tier. It doesn't matter. They both run fast as fuck to the other direction. They'd be like, no! And he'd be like, but you just said, like, those shows are great to me.
I also love when they would like talk about the guy who wasn't out on stage yet, and they would have like the little snippet with him talking. He was like, yeah, I fucked all them bitches, Maury. He was like... He was like, I'm a player, Maury. That's what I do. And then they never tried to hide the fact that they cheated.
Never.
They just always were like, It's just not my baby.
As soon as it came out, to be like, well, yeah, I did do that. Like, I ain't just gonna stop my feet all on Eddie Murphy's couch like it's just something to do. He's like, yeah, I remember doing that. Like, yeah, you know what? I did do that shit.
Dude, those Rick James stories had to be the best part.
Gators bitches better be wearing Jimmy's.
It's a great underrated movie too. I feel like
That's funny. He was so astounded by the fact that Eva Mendes was his fucking that's the other guys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's a good movie.
yeah.
I like that.
Movie.
He's like, bye. He was like, all right, man, bye.
There was a good amount of time where that movie was pretty frequently played.
Hilarious movie.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. I got my
Check
first.
it out.
I got my first.
Check it out.
I got my first desk pop. Oh man. Oh, so you were talking about Chicago anthems.
Yeah.
So is there any? I would firstly, I do want to suggest people check out Rusty Chains.
Right.
I don't know if he's rapping anymore. I know I follow him on Instagram. Like, it's hilarious because I follow him and there's like only one other person follows him. It's Max, right? That I
He
know.
has 2 followers.
No. That I know, that I know.
I was like, he can't be an anthem just because
Right?
you know the song.
But he's got like probably just as many followers as I do on Instagram, like which is like 200. Like not many people follow me, man. If you guys want to follow me, it's
no wonder our subscriber.
what is my Instagram handle? Who knows? If you know me, just follow. Check it out.
Some oak wash some
shit. Anyway, but yeah, I would say check that Battle Scars to Prove It.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's the name, and The Go is his song, which is pretty dope. That being said, I guess there's not that many. I mean, there are Chicago anthems, but I guess maybe
there's just not any super impactful Chicago.
Maybe
anthems.
designated is the better word. Like a song that maybe represents it a little bit.
Just, I mean, here's the thing.
There's
To
a lot.
me,
Okay, so there's
every New York City rapper has some kind of like New York pride song.
even big or small, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of underground rappers in Chicago, I think, that have songs dedicated to Chicago, but I just don't think that they get they don't get radio airplay. Or what is the equivalent of radio airplay now? What is that?
You got to get on a playlist.
You got to how do you get on a playlist?
Because your label has to push you.
What if you don't have a label?
Then you just gotta, I don't know, man. Self promotion is the name of the game now. So you got to find creative ways to do it.
Yeah, but I think self promotion is not. I don't want to say it's easy, but self promotion is somewhat doable nowadays without having like.
Depends where you're at, of course.
Listen, you don't need a team as much as you needed one before. Like, you need a team, but you can get on. You have the ability to like handle your social media and you
just got to do it smart, man. Because like there's been too many threads that I've been in where people are like, they spam everything with their fucking song or whatever.
Spam is ridiculous. Yeah, no, like, you have to be. It's got to be known to be genuinely coming from like a specific like passion. Like, it can't be just, oh, this is being manufactured. Like, just, people can see through things and
for sure.
I don't know. I think that matters.
It's obvious when you're doing too much.
Yeah.
So,
what was I gonna? There was something I can't remember. It's gonna come to me anyway.
Did you listen to this little Drake?
Light on mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
How did that work?
You said, have you listened to this little?
Oh, this little light of yours. That's what came to mind when I said this little.
Yeah, man.
All right. I mean, hey, whatever the associations are. There's a light shining on me right now.
I am special, motherfucker.
Got a light already. Well, it's kind of like to the left of me.
Light shining on you.
It's kind of
shit face.
Well, it's kind of to the left of me, but they can't see the light.
Yo,
just give me the light.
I don't know about you, man. I was like, so I think I've gotten to the point in my life where, like, if I'm just sitting at home having a beer, I don't really drink more than a couple.
I mean, I think if you do, that's called alcoholism.
You might be an alcoholic. Actually, that might be too many.
Yeah, I mean, like, all right. So during the summertime, for sure. Like, usually, of course, on the weekends, maybe 3-4 beers throughout the day, barbecue, whatever.
Housework.
Yeah,
housework definitely calls for some sort of drinking.
Yeah,
I can't endure painting without drinking.
Painting sucks no matter what you do.
Uh-huh.
There's not a way to make it better.
I know. I've been putting off painting for just a little while now, and
just a little bit.
Every time I say I'll do it next time, I get that look. I'm just like, all right, listen, just let me be for a minute. I'll do it when I want to.
Yeah, I mean,
I fucking hate painting, man.
I got mad projects that I'm supposed to be starting involving paint, and I just refuse to get it started right now.
Paint is like that final like thing. Like it's like you get a shower, but your hair just all fucked up and your beard look like shit. Like you have to dress yourself up just a little bit. Like paint is that in a house.
Like full disclosure, when I painted this wall, this is the only wall in the room that I painted. I hate painting. I just wanted to make sure that this wall that we sat in front of looked good.
You did all right. I don't necessarily think you did the greatest job.
I don't know what that little mark is from.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is either. Can you see this on camera? Put it in the comments below. Did Adam fuck up?
Why are you going to call attention to that?
You said I don't know what that is. So
you pointed it.
Can you see that? Right there in the spot.
But we got some art. Haha.
Again, art, guys. What do you think about it? Adam just said I just didn't want to bring attention to it, but we bring attention.
Well, I know a lot of the people who do the commenting are also big advocates for the sneaker thing that we like to incorporate.
True.
This was really cool of Sarah to do because obviously I don't know if she like listens and heard that people like the sneaker thing, but
no, it's really cool. And you know, we do think we want to like dress up the background a little bit to kind of encompass what this podcast is and who we are. And I think at this point at 80, what are we, 84 now? 85. I can't remember just because of we lost a week. It's like a ghost week.
Yeah, we're 85.2.
Like I know we recorded something, but it's just not there.
Very sad, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, we wanted to make sure that we brought, you know, the better quality if we could provide it, because, you know, we want to grow, and we want y'all to grow, of course, along with us.
Yes, like a seed.
So we figure if we continue to put out shitty quality, we're gonna like not grow because you're not gonna grow.
Yeah. So
us.
think about it. Like
people like, you know,
think
man,
about it as
this.
the seed and the soil, right? The seed might be the most beautiful seed. But man, you put it in some terrible soil. Oh man, that shit don't grow.
Is this? I never heard this analogy before.
It grows, I'm assuming.
Perhaps you like
some shitty shit.
Spaghetti and meatball better.
Lamb and tuna fish. It's not my fault. Your father's.
It's not my problem. Your father's sick.
Oh man, Big Daddy.
Yeah, for sure. So have you heard this little Drake thing he put out? Scary Hours 2.
Ooh, I need to know where the first one was.
Or
you know is he saying these are scary hours 2?
Maybe he's saying scary hours begin at 2 a.m.
Oh man, you got it.
Maybe.
Except he didn't put that. So what if they start at 2 p.m.? Like what if it's
any time that it's 2 o'clock, it's scary.
What if it's like an afternoon scary party?
There's
like,
probably somebody out there that just have like a bad taste in their mouth every 2 o'clock. I've had some of the worst experiences of my life at 2 o'clock.
And I don't think we should be laughing at that, but the thought of it is like that dude in Benchwarmers who was afraid of the sun. At the end, he's like, you shouldn't be afraid of the sun. It's not going to hurt you. But that moon.
But I guess there's truth to, because I mean, I know some with like the lunar and the ocean, and they incorporate some, and that, you know.
Man, what? Your fucking chakras all are Mars
man, the ocean,
turned over or something? What is it called?
The moon affects the ocean waves and shit. I don't know why. I'm not the scientist, but I heard about it.
So what happens with your Mars? It's in like a twist. You know what I'm talking about? Like what do they call it? Your Mercury's all in a bunch. You know, when people talk about the astrology, my like what's that fucking thing?
I don't think it has anything to do with like an incorporation of panties and their state of being. I mean, I could be wrong,
but what is it called again? Mercury's in
retrograde.
Oh, Mercury! So they that means like they bring back the Mercuries.
It's like, we're looking at old report cards from Mercury. This is my retrogrades.
What the fuck, Mercury?
I was an A student up until high school. I don't know what happened.
Oh damn! All right, so my bad, y'all. I don't know if you probably can hear it.
No, probably not.
I get like 700 robocalls a day.
Yo,
it's Sunday, dude. What the fuck?
The blacklist in my phone is it's a mile long because of those things. And luckily, like, oh, this is a spam likely or a telemarketer. And I'm like, all right, I know they're not worth my time because there's nothing, even during the telemarketing phase of life where you sold things via the phone, I'm never buying something from somebody over the phone. It's not going to happen. So
something's wrong with your medulla oblongata.
I mean, I need to at least see the product, you know? I like to inspect before I buy. Hey, that's one thing with Sarah, right?
Remember the shirt that
She'd be like, "Oh, those pictures look really good." I'm like, but a picture does not tell you how comfortable a sofa is going to be. So it's like, we got to...
Yeah, you got to go sit on all the sofas. I picked my sofa. I made it. I was like, no, this is ours. Like, you're not going to say, this is the one. I sat on it. My ass didn't like any of them but that one. I was like, that's pause, firstly and foremost.
Yeah.
Secondly, I enjoyed the shit out of my couch. Shh.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen,
I was going to say something, but now I forgot.
I need to... Honestly, I would prefer to go to like a furniture store and just go lay on the couch for like an hour. Let me see how comfortable it's going to be. Is my back going to start hurting?
So it's kind of like when you test drive a car, right? Like, how come my test drive is 7 minutes? Like, I never drive my car for just 7 minutes unless I'm going to the store, right? And like,
that's the thing, man.
It's like, I got to go to the corner store. It's 7 minutes away. Like, no, you have to like give me 24 hours. Like, let me go to work. Let me go beat it up on the expressway a little bit.
Also, don't give me like the one that I'm going to buy to test drive. You should have one. You should have a variety of this car already with like 15, 20,000 miles on it, and let me feel what it's like. Because I mean, first of all, a car doesn't really break in until like 20,000 miles anyway.
Well, no, I think some of them. Yeah, that's true. But some cars, I don't believe that's true.
I mean, some it's not.
I think the more higher end you go, yes, there is a break-in period, but I don't think it's that high.
I think CarMax just started making it where you can take your car that you are interested in for 24 hours.
Should definitely let you haggle as well.
Yeah.
No, the car.
Yeah, I don't like
the price is $24,000. No, but I listen. I got.
I'll give you 10.
I got 23.5. Right, like that's all I got. No, for 24. Listen, dude, it's just $500.
Right.
Just let me fucking go with the car.
Like, why are we separating? This little $500 thing is keeping us apart.
Did we even speak more about? There was no reason to, because our segment was just as short as the actual weekend or whatever it is for All-Star weekend, but
yeah,
we didn't even talk about it. Other than Steph, because we started talking about how Steph is just a fucking monster.
Yep, he definitely is. I did actually watch the entire dunk contest because I wasn't that far ahead in my
it was like as long
thing.
as the commercial break, right?
No, it felt like they extended halftime.
How long was halftime? That was my question. Like, because didn't they do the 3-point contest and dunk contest?
No. The 3-point contest and the skills challenge were before the game started, and then the dunk contest was at halftime.
Okay. How long was the game? And like, how long was like the whole entire shebang?
Probably like 4.5 ish, 5 hours maybe.
4? 5:30.
That's got to be a little bit longer than that. Yeah, I was watching Killing Him Softly last night too. It was a stand up.
I actually seen that one live.
Really?
Yeah, I seen that live.
I know that.
Yeah, that was probably 2004, maybe.
Yeah,
5-ish, maybe.
When did he stop the Chappelle Show?
I don't know, 2004-ish, maybe 5.
So probably like during season 2, maybe you were.
Maybe somewhere around that. Yeah, it's at the Congress Theater, or it was at the Congress Theater.
That's pretty dope, man.
It's pretty cool.
I didn't know that you did that. I learned something new today.
I was 8 years old when I found out that you went and seen. It was actually pretty cool to see him.
Yeah,
it was just so long ago that I'm older.
I'm sure now it's not very like in a real life situation where a pandemic isn't stopping things from like this from happening. I'm sure it's not very cheap to go see him at this point.
No, I couldn't imagine. And we went and seen him for free actually.
Didn't he have a residency somewhere right now? Oh, in Ohio,
in Texas. Ohio. He was doing it at his farm.
Yeah,
and now he's in Texas performing around with Joe Rogan. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. The fact that he has a residency there.
Now, I don't know if it's a residency as much as he's just like doing a.
The way that I heard,
I guess it's a residency from like, but I think he's kind of like doing a circuit of clubs. I think, because Joe Rogan, like I guess now that he lives down there, he has all these.
He got COVID because of that, though.
Chappelle.
Yeah, he did. But I mean, I think last I heard, everything is good. He's good to go.
Yeah, I seen that him and Joe Rogan are gonna do another show in another like couple weeks or another week. So I guess he's getting over whatever
Okay.
COVID thing he had
Definitely always
going.
good to hear.
Yeah.
Chappelle is definitely a great.
Most definitely a great man. You gotta like.
And even if he wasn't, I mean, you still want to hear that he's doing better.
You want to hear that he's as a human being, you care about his well-being. But yes, as a great, you also want to make sure that he is good.
Yeah, gotta protect our greats, man.
Indeed, man.
Because there's been a lot of them, unfortunately, over the last.
Yeah, this has been a crazy during the year. Obviously, that we weren't potting. I mean, there was a lot of people that passed and a lot of great folks, and we've spoken about it. And obviously, we don't want to miss out on who we talk. On saying or mentioning a name or two, but there was a lot, and we're not going to go back into it because that's just like we're as bad as it sounds, we're just trying to kind of, as we're starting the second round or second season, second installment of the podcast,
Season 2.
Season 2.
This is season 2, episode 2 of season 2, but episode 85,
part 2.
Gotta figure out how I'm gonna
Well, I don't
put
get
that in the title.
When do you use do? DEUX? Part do?
I don't know.
Am I even that's a thing? Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Like Thibodeau?
It's funny how for a long time it was Thibs, but everybody's just like, nah, it's fucking Tibbs, man.
I ain't saying fibs. Got
Thibodeau.
lisp and shit.
Thibodeau.
Sibs. So you haven't really, actually answered if you listened to Drake's new.
Man, Scary Hours. Scurry. It was scurry for me. It was actually pretty good to me. And this is where on Patreon we would start listening to it. We can talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Here, we just gotta hope that you listen to it or know what the fuck we're talking about.
He was talking about what he was doing during the summer and during the wintertime and Valentine's Day.
New Year's I was stretching, okay?
He was like, on Valentine's Day I had sex, okay?
Okay? Like, damn, dude. Calm down, Drake.
He's like, will you guys stop asking about where I've been?
Okay?
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was good.
I didn't pick up because I was taking a shit. Okay, okay.
Yo, for real. And the people who do answer the phone when you're taking a shit, you're nasty. Like
I ran the red light because I was impatient. Okay, okay. Like, can you imagine just like that being your thing all day? Like, literally, I'm just gonna start responding to people like that. But at work, hey, can you do this? I don't want to because fuck you, okay? Okay.
I ate the last slice because I was hungry, okay? Yeah, there's plenty.
You're fat because you need to go on a diet, okay?
Yo, man, why are we doing this right now? We should have turned these into memes. We could be that viral memer.
Memer? Memer.
Yeah.
That
I don't know.
sounds like
it was a good album.
That sounds like the fiddler. The memer and the fiddler should go fuck themselves somewhere else. Why is this again? What is the fiddler doing on my roof? Why is he there? And if he's not playing an instrument, like that's not what a fiddler is. What is he doing there, dude? What's he fucking doing there?
Also, like that. Remember that song? There's someone in the kitchen with Dinah. Bitch, who's in the kitchen with you, and why are we doing nothing about it? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? What the fuck does that mean? Hey, man, listen.
Do you
they canceled Pepe Le Pew, but you letting this shit happen?
Do you remember the T-shirts that used to be FBI, female body inspector?
Yo, how has things changed in the last 10 years?
Dude, that was like people were wearing all right, I had one, but to my defense, everybody.
It was a gift.
No, I'm pretty sure I bought it.
I was trying to inspect the bodies of the females.
Yeah,
but with their consent.
Always with their consent.
As long as that is known. What the fuck?
But no, I had probably pre-2010.
Yeah.
I
mean, life changed a lot.
A lot.
Like
it changed.
Maury
it changed a lot.
I don't think Maury and Jerry Springer could have had some of the shows that they had.
You're not addressing the joke now. I sound like a dipshit. What is he saying? So shut the fuck up, Osama. It's fucking something about Mary. Anyway, go ahead. I had to address it at him.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't have known for sure the movie that it came from. So
he's like, I like her a lot.
Yes, but there's a song now.
I love her, man.
Good movie.
It was. She took the cum out of his ear and she put it in her fucking her hair.
Pretty. There's a lot of nasty in that whole sentence. Just
she took the cum out of his ear and put it in her hair. That's not really. That's pretty. I mean, it's pretty fucking. I mean, there's not many.
It paints a picture.
You can't interpret that too many ways. I mean, what hair? Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I guess. It's pretty.
And if
Everything
it's
else is
not
pretty
his hair up
blatant.
here, why? What are you?
I don't know. I don't really want to inspect that too much. You know,
really.
it's not anything I'm really
Yeah,
particularly interested in.
but Drake's Scary Hours 2,
Right.
whether they start at 2 p.m., 2 a.m., not sure, but apparently at 2 o'clock was pretty good.
Yeah.
It only had it should have been Scary Hours 3 because there's 3 songs.
Do you call that an EP?
I call that
Is it enough for an EP?
like
Just a 3-pack?
I call it to me it's like 3 singles on one thing called Scary 2 when it should be Scary 3. Why wouldn't it be Scary Hours 3?
I don't know. Why would it be Scary Hours 2? Why is it not just Scary Hours? But Drake is Drake, and he's gonna Drake. It's the best way to explain. I mean,
So are you telling me? It seems to me that this motherfucker definitely is. Did he? There's a Scary Hours 1. Check it up. Check right now.
let's see.
Check it up.
I guess we might as well.
My
'cause
ball. Check.
Definitely have the ability to search that. Like,
Okay. We don't know what it really means, so check it up. Okay. Okay. He's like, do you know Beyonce and what's the other chick that they said? Rihanna? He's like,
oh no, he said Nicki Minaj.
he's like, of course.
There's a song called Scary Hours.
I think that's on the project, actually.
So probably not.
Okay.
Let's see.
Well, that was good. Benny put out a song.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it yet.
I'm just looking. He's got an album coming out. I think, what is it? The Plugs I'm at 3 or 10 at Talk. I can't remember.
Plugs I met 97. I don't know. Those boys are working. But
Oh, I was like, what? What?
Yeah.
No, that's they put out, but they work. But see, what's his name? Westside was talking about retiring, and then he's like, "I'm not retiring. I'm not fucking leaving."
This is
that
this
fucking
is a normalcy in hip hop. You know, how many times have people been like, "Yeah, I'm gonna retire." Who are they just talking about now? They're like, he's gonna retire, but he's gonna put out a new project every month until the end of the year.
I don't know, but
I forgot who that is, and I'll
you don't really have to retire from music. Like, you can just stop making music and then not make music ever again.
I mean, just take your time and put out projects as you feel like it. Like Dr. Dre put out an album every 7 years.
Okay, so this is gonna go right
Kendrick
into
Lamar hasn't put out an album since Damn, right?
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like Kendrick. So, all right, I don't want to get into what I want to get into. This makes me think about putting out sequels, right? And what makes me think about is the fucking Coming to America sequel.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I watched Coming to America 1 yesterday. Because I watched 2 last week. We talked about it in the Phantom episode. And I just wanted to go back and watch 1 just to remember like how things left off yesterday. And I feel like good now. I'm like,
You don't remember how it left
no,
off?
I mean, of course I did, but like, you know,
Did they
just
get together?
I mean, obviously, you just want to see like, because I feel like when the second one came out and they were talking about him having like a fucking bastard child in the Queens, whatever.
My bastard
wanted
son
to-
from Queens.
I was trying to figure out like how did they incorporate that in 1 where it makes sense in 2. You should watch that little tangly thing over there, you know, with the wire.
I know, I see it.
I just you know how it is with the hose. Like if you pinch it and it doesn't come
You
through.
know how it is with the hose. So, I'm trying to say, I was going to start talking about it in a specific way because I was like, oh man, I think we talked about it already, but I keep forgetting again, it's in the Phantom episode.
Right.
My thing with these type of sequels is, and I believe we've probably spoken about some sort of sequel that's come out since we've started podcasting, but for me, a sequel like this needs to be done within years, not like, and I'm talking about just a handful, you know, like when the original came out, 84? I think the original came out in 84. The latest, I think the newest one should have come out was 1990. It'd been cool, maybe like a twist on the plot. You know, now they're into the new decade, the 90s. It's a little different than the 80s were. You know what I mean? Maybe they come back.
88.
88 was the original? Oh, yeah. So definitely you can make it in 92 years later, man. But to wait, what is this now? 23 years?
No, 32 years.
Is it 32 years?
33.
I can't add for shit.
I was born in 89.
33.
Oh, that's
33
88,
years.
yeah.
Whoa. Okay, 33.
Whoa.
Sorry, guys. Whoa.
I mean, whatever. We know math is in your strong suit. So
I know how to count. Anyway, that's just too long. You can't wait that long, dude. You can't wait that long because the magic is gone. Like
it's not though.
Everybody, no. There's Eddie Murphy is a different type of movie star now, right? In '88, he was like at the pinnacle of his stand up, and he was still like raw Eddie Murphy. He was still this act that was, he has think about it now. For instance, he's now a Disney actor. Like he's the Dr. Doolittles, and he's like, he's fucking Donkey from Shrek. No disrespect, but that's what he is. So now to come back from all that and try to be this, it wasn't even rated R, dude. They didn't have. There's like, you can't. The original was rated R because of what it was. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't.
I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it.
And not that being a rated R movie makes it a better movie, but it wasn't true to itself, right? I don't know. I hate to. My bad. I mean, but I think we should talk a little bit about the plot, like, because again,
give some spoilers, and
it's been out for a few weeks, right? So spoiler alert. If you want to skip ahead, go ahead. Otherwise, it wasn't that great to begin with. So some spoiler alerts won't matter. First question.
Uh-huh.
With all that being said, did you enjoy the movie at all?
Overall, yeah.
Right. Did you have? My biggest thing is I had to literally I paused it as it was just beginning, and I watched like Eddie Murphy talking, and I was like, this is gonna be different, right? This is like a homage, like this is like paying tribute. This is like a reunion of sorts, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of,
which I mean has been the theme of 2020, to be honest. A lot of reunions.
Right, a lot of reunions. The Fresh Prince reunion, which
and I guess really of the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean it's because people have nostalgic, are heavy into nostalgia nowadays because we're very we desire like that feeling of those times before, like because we've gotten to a point as a society where everything's so crazy.
I think our generation consumed TV a lot, and we've made it the things that we liked. Everybody liked, like our generation, we pretty much.
Oh yeah,
so I think
sure.
Now the studios are like, well, I mean, look how much money and how many ratings and whatever. He's like, in today's climate, if you fucking put it here, we're gonna make 10 times what we made then. Like, let's fucking put a rendition out. This is what they want. This is what they like. Let's give it to them.
Exactly.
And they feed off of that because I mean, we give them all the data that they need to know.
Dude,
that's what we want.
Like, look at things like Funko Pops, like. Funko Pops are like this,
got a Prince Hakeem right there.
It's and that's hilarious, right? Like it's funny because there's market for it, and then there's a secondary market for this shit. Just like sports cards, man. Like how we've gotten into sports cards and how like that's something like we used to do as kids. We enjoyed the shit out of it, right? Like we loved sports cards. At a certain point, certain things transpire. And for whatever reason, you kind of stop, being interested in them.
Mm-hmm.
For our generation specifically,
put the skates down when you find something more important.
Yeah,
as T.I. said.
Yeah,
which we won't get into T.I. right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say profound. Man, I don't need them skates. I found something cool, man. I got a bike. Anyway, so for us, for our particular generation, the '90s era, was called the
millennials, if you want to label us.
I don't even get into that shit, but it's called the junk wax era. So a lot of those cards aren't really considered or weren't considered to be valuable, right? They weren't desired. But as we've gotten older, right? You got more money, right? You're an adult. You can afford certain things, right? Like you're like, holy shit! But like, man, I think at certain points you have to catch yourself. You go to those sections, you're like, man, I wish I can get some of these, and then you're like, oh wait, I can get some of these.
And there's certain things that you enjoyed as a child that they were actually able to improve on now. And
exactly.
Some of those things are actually fine,
Right. So
that's the problem. Like you got to throw things at the wall and see if it sticks sometimes. And when you're like leaning to the nostalgia brain,
it's almost
then
easier to really catch
more of those
something.
things stick.
Yeah.
You know,
So I say that to say, like, that's why this was kind of that. Because if you went into it and stuck with the idea that this is number 2 coming
you
to
can't
America,
expect what
hey, this is coming to America, Scary Hours 2, like, so
two is
scary,
the theme, huh?
yeah, like coming to
Rat 2.
America. They should have never came to America the second time.
'Twas written in the stones that one day a band would come. Well, that band has come, and now they're here to come again. In your ear, pussies.
So, with that being said,
Right.
in your ear, pussies. No, it was a good movie. It was fun, but like, man, at the same time, I can't even say good movie. It was an enjoyable movie because who was in it? It just there was no chemistry.
You couldn't go into it expecting what you got out of the first one.
There was no chemistry, right? There was no. Everybody had, like, I'm sure Eddie is just way bigger than like, than most. Obviously, like his star is bigger than it was back then. Also, think about it. Like, I had seen other people speak. How many scenes were him and Arsenio in? I thought they were to be. I assumed them to be boys, but like it doesn't seem like that.
I mean, I don't think that really was a.
They weren't really in too many scenes together. In the first one, they had some scenes.
But I think it was just
My name is Peaches. I'm the best. All the DJs want to feel my breast.
I think it's kind of a product of what his role was.
They had that cameo at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was really. I mean,
it literally was just a collection of people who were in the movie, right, with some new characters to make the plot of the movie what it is. But again, to me, it's just like they redid the plot and made him cut some whiskers off of a fucking lion's face. Like, dude, I don't want to be your fucking son if that's.
He's been in the process of going back to like a.
Imagine if that was like
Eddie.
your test.
Was it Raw? Was the first one?
Yeah, I believe so.
So he's been kind of on like a thing to get back to that. Like he has a stand-up special coming, I think.
We'll see. We'll see.
So I think he's kind of trying to shed like the family dad image a little bit.
So. I don't think so.
I mean, I don't think he needs those movies anymore. Eddie Murphy
in that,
but
man.
Eddie has all types of money, and I don't think that he wants to appeal to that audience anymore. I think like think about it. If you're hanging out in a room with Dave Chappelle a lot, you're doing like Chris Rock now. A lot of the people who have gone to family type of genre, they're kind of getting back to like the
I don't know that
politically socially conscious. Let me just make fun of the
Dave
current
Chappelle
climate.
never went to like family.
He didn't know
family oriented content.
But Chris Rock, I mean, I don't know if you saw his most recent stand up special, but I mean, he was Chris Rock there. Like he wasn't grown ups Chris Rock. He was Chris Rock.
I didn't like Chris Rock's last stand up.
But the content of it wasn't family so much,
I didn't even finish it. I got pee. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to pee.
He had to take a pay real fast.
I had to pee. I believe I drank about 15 Dr. Peppers that day. Fucking Forrest Gump might be one of the most unintentionally hilarious movies. Though I know they knew what
it was
they
supposed
were
to be
doing.
a drama, right? Like
yes. But I do know they knew what they were getting into, right? They knew Bubba was gonna make people laugh. Like, there's no way you could just have a dude, right, just sitting there listening to all sorts of shrimp variations of food, right, and not have somebody laugh about it while he's cleaning his rifle, right? Meanwhile, you got Forrest Gump, who's not even listening. He didn't even listen to a fucking thing he said. But for some reason, right afterwards, like a loyal fucking friend, he went and he made a motherfucking shrimp boat.
Right down to the accent that Tom Hanks had to throw on to play Forrest. Everything was hilarious. The whole movie was really funny, except for the fact that
That's
like
my boat.
Jenny was a real big fucking bitch.
Yo, Jenny might have been the biggest bitch in movie history. Okay, who's worse, Jenny or fucking what the fuck is old girl's name from Titanic? The girl who just made him die.
Rose or whatever.
Rose or this motherfucker.
I'd say Jenny.
Jenny
Jenny
slept with
existed
him.
for such a long time in his life, where
didn't
Rose was a 3-day fucking fuck that bitch. I would have thrown her ass right off that thing. That's another topic. Anyway,
Oh, we either we both surviving or we both dying.
Right.
There's no way I'm
Yeah.
just. I listen. This is not a situation where I need to have pride and let
if
you.
there's no
know.
room on the raft, I will get on top of you.
Again, like I said, we living
We
or
will
we
make
dying.
this work or we will not. Yes, absolutely. Like if the buoyancy of this fucking door that we're on is compromised by the weight of both of us, so be it.
So be it. We gonna either survive.
I don't know you.
I just meant it.
This has been a weekend thing. It's
you
not the honorable thing to let this
Can you
bitch live.
imagine that? Yo, I don't really know you. So honestly, I don't listen.
Look over there, bitch. I'm sorry.
I don't
but-
really have feelings for you. Yes, you just got me from underneath the ship, right? I appreciate that. But like I'm supposed to just die because of that now?
I'd be like, okay, A, you lived a very rich life. You've already done more
You've
than I have.
lived. You've
You've
lived.
already done more than I
Let
have.
me live.
Like matter of fact, let me get that necklace off you real fast. Get off this raft now.
That thing
I'm about
gonna
to
be
take.
It's got
yeah.
some value to
I'm about
it.
to go and live the
They
lifestyle
should
you
just
lived for a
throw it
while.
in the river. I mean, the lake or the ocean.
You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna get to it eventually after going through all the channels.
One of those bodies of water that exists.
As I
River,
got- as I went-
pond,
I went from creeks, right?
swamp.
I was gonna get there eventually, but she threw that shit in the water like it wasn't somebody. Yo, honestly, that old lady is kind of just the worst too.
Yeah, man.
I listen. Rose was the worst for just assuming that I'm gonna just let your ass live and I'm gonna just die.
No,
right?
no. That was just a mistake on
Also,
his end.
He
to let
kind
her
of
do
dropped in that water kind of fast, right? Like it was like he gave up. Like I hate this bitch. I'm going.
That. He was like, "Yeah, I guess we can't both fit by."
He gave up really fast.
Yeah,
Like he was like, I'm gonna die anyway. Like, how do you know another floor? Like, what if another like headboard came floating?
well,
past
in the
right after
movie,
that?
isn't that what it is? Like, pretty much as soon as he sunk, the boats came up to like rescue them.
No, I'm pretty sure that was just movie magic.
Probably, but I mean, if that was a real accurate depiction of how things went down, which nobody could really ever,
It was like
know for
instantly,
sure.
like she's like, "Don't go down there." He's like, "I'm dying," and she's like, "But there's boats right there. It's too late, bitch. You killed me."
This is forever beyond your conscience.
I hope you fucking live with me forever.
No, I don't know, but still, Jenny has to be worse.
Oh, Jenny is probably worse. She had AIDS and had sex with him.
She definitely took advantage of his kindness.
Oh yeah, man. Forrest. Like she probably was looking for him like the whole time, and then when he was making that speech at the monument, that's like she's like, "This is my moment. I'm gonna get this motherfucker." And then she used her little country self, right? Like she wasn't even that hot, right? Like
No.
I think he was just kind of like not able to pull other women.
This is what's worse about Jenny. This whole thing was him sitting on a bench telling the story, right?
The
And
whole
he was
movie.
on his way to go and see Jenny. And you can realize how big of a bitch Jenny was throughout his story.
But she dies. That's not the whole. Like Jenny dies.
So then where was he on his way
She
to?
dies.
Where was he on his way to then at the bus?
She dies after that.
After that.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
Well, she should have died before that.
Well, she didn't deserve to live at all anyway. Fucking stank.
And that is that on that.
Yo, but no, honestly, I think I'd like to know who's worse. Who's worse? I'm pretty sure Jenny was worse.
Jenny is my.
She
is
used
my
him for
word.
that big ass crib. His mama left him.
Yep. And then his poor guy had to go and run and break through his leg braces.
Once
you
he
know?
got to running, he couldn't even stop running, man. Like you saw that shit. His brace
Yeah.
did not work.
It's it's like he's like had a twitch reflex in his leg, and as
He
soon
was
as
just bad.
the brace broke through, he was just like, I'm going.
Fucking, I am not stopping now. It was like, you know how like Sonic the Hedgehog stops? Like if you go
It's like
full
Screech.
force and no, like you know how like if you go full force and just let go and he's still running, like object in motion stays in motion until you know what I mean? Like
Most of the time with Sonic, I stopped when I hit spikes. I wasn't trying to stop before.
like you'd hit it, go ding, and then all the fucking rings would fall
then
out.
you're devastated. Like there goes all my.
Oh my
All my hard
fucking
work.
circles.
I went through a lot to get those.
My golden circles, they fucking fell out.
Honestly, after one run, I would have been satisfied. I have enough golden circles. I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna not be Sonic anymore.
This is a lot of gold, man. We
I
can just
got a
stop
lot.
right here. You guys know how much gold's going for an ounce right now?
right. Like, what am I still
Sonic,
collecting
how did
for?
you know that? You are a fucking hedgehog, and this is a video game.
Well, then why did they make it gold rings in the first place? They should have chose something else. Like, you know, you going after like peaches.
Nobody wants peaches like that.
Maybe
like,
he does.
Even if you, even if
what
you
do
really-
hedgehogs eat?
Even if you really wanted peaches, right? Let's say in a world that you needed peaches, how many could you really carry? Firstly, secondly, you get 2-3 peaches, you're full, right? Realistically, you don't want that many peaches. But gold, if you're just like, here's some gold, then you keep saying, I'll keep giving you gold as long as you keep taking it.
But how much gold can you carry?
As much as possible, man. Fuck that.
He was a little hedgehog. He can probably put like 10 of them on
but
each
he
arm.
can move, man.
But what good does that do? Can you link them all together and just carry it behind you as like a chain?
His only fault was he was just too fast for his own damn good. He was Derrick Rose. Fucking Derrick Rose.
Yeah. Derek's still fast though, so it's all good.
Derek's fast-ish. He's not the fastest.
He knows when
anymore.
to turn it on now.
Somewhat.
Although he's been out for a lot of games recently.
Yeah, some protocol going on there.
Yeah, the health and safety protocols and shit. I think that's like if there's a
work
risk
in their protocols.
there's a risk of COVID, I think is what the
You ever had a job where you had to ask to go to the bathroom? Like, hey boss, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, no, dude, I have to go take a shit right now, so you're gonna have to cover this floor.
yeah, I guess
Thanks.
retail would be the
Being a cashier is like being held hostage.
Yeah, man.
You literally have to
like,
just-
damn, this line of course has to be 37 people long when I have to shit.
You just have to keep ringing people up.
I felt fine all day and I didn't have to be on the register.
Like, my knees are hurting. Who gives a fuck? Keep ringing them up.
Dude, honestly,
They didn't
they're
even have those like thick pads that you get for washing dishes.
like, luckily when I did retail, I did a little bit of everything, so I was all over the store. But like, if you're stuck at the register, like that's your
You're
8-hour day,
hostage, man.
you gotta stand at the register all day long. Like, you got to make sure you got some comfortable ass shoes, and you're making $6 an hour. I was
You're
making
literally
$6 an hour.
you're a fucking hostage.
Yeah,
You're like, it's like it's what I would assume. Like, if the aliens came, right, they would probably put us to work like that. Like,
yeah.
we would think it would be like building shit. No, they're literally gonna make us be their cashiers. They're like all the worst jobs, everything. Like
All
servers.
the robots, they're gonna like dismantle everything that can do anything on its own.
They're gonna make us be their servers. Like, is there
Yeah.
anything else, Mr. Fucking Alien?
Oh, so we're gonna just keep the same jobs that we have now, essentially.
Oh, but we can't have the good ones. Like, we can't make money.
So like, I can't work in an office setting.
Like, if Space Jam happened, right? And they won, and they beat us, and they took us to their little Space Jam planet, right? Because I don't know what that was called.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But anyway, what do you think they would make you do?
Well, they said
you
what they
don't
would
think
make you do.
aliens have an infrastructure built already? If they can come to our planet and we can't even get to their fucking planet, you don't think I got better fucking
They said what they're gonna make them do.
Buildings
You're gonna be
flying cars? They're like the Jetsons. I bet you aliens are the Jetsons.
You're gonna have to play people one-on-one in basketball, but you're gonna be chained, so you're gonna lose every game. You're gonna have to
what they
take
showed in the
photos.
movie. I'm trying to talk
You have to take photos and sign autographs all day long.
all day long. No, I think what do you think aliens would do if they brought us back to their planet? What are we doing on their planet?
I mean, if they can get to our planet and bring us, they don't need us to do anything.
But what
in
do you think
particular.
they want us to do? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we keep saying we're going to be their fucking hostages and slaves and shit. You don't think the aliens got like all sorts of cool shit on their planet that we don't have?
I mean, if they find
If we're just now getting Tesla self-driving cars, you don't think they got like self-driving planes with
they're
like
about to put jetpacks into the military, they said about to give military members
that's
jetpacks.
hilarious.
If they had that shit when I was 18, I might have been stupid enough to be like,
No,
yeah, let's
fuck
do this.
that.
I want a jetpack.
Can you imagine being you are like a sitting duck, literally. There's not a thing you can do unless they train you how to be like. You ever seen those things that the water thing, the water skis, or
Mhm.
like you put them on your feet and you're just fucking.
Yeah, those are badass.
It's cool, man, but like you have to be really good at it.
Badass.
That's badass. But I think you have to be really good at
I mean, yes, but how do you get
Training,
good at
you
anything?
start
You have to do
it.
things.
Training you lose soldiers. Like,
But I'd rather learn how
we
to do
lost
something
another
like that in
couple
the water.
soldiers today because that shit's hard, sir, and we keep telling you we shouldn't do it. Ah, bullshit! It's poppycock. Oh, poppycock.
I mean, you'd have to get a thorough understanding of how to use it.
What is poppycock? And why do we use it to say that's just gibberish? Also, what's gibberish? So jibs are teeth, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So maybe you're just
Running your teeth.
jibbing.
I was thinking about that earlier. It was like when we were talking about discussing like the video last week that we weren't able to put out, right? I was thinking about like how we're going to talk about it, and I was like, yeah, we just kind of decided to put the habash on it. I didn't obviously end up saying that,
What?
but habash.
I think it's the kibosh.
Well, what is that?
again, it's not the hibosh.
The hibosh, the kibosh.
I think the hibosh is probably the opposite of kibosh. Hibosh means like you're going to do it. Like kibosh means we ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, but like, okay, so that's how we use it. But
I'm
does it
curious how you
actually-
learned hibosh and not kibosh. Have you been using that for years?
I don't remember. I don't know.
I
How
need
often
to
does
know,
one
have
use
you
something
been
like
saying
that?
it? Like, have you been like, man, I've just put the hibosh.
It's so
on
rare
it.
that I
And
say
somebody
it.
was like, did you just say hibosh?
I said habash.
Hibosh?
Habash.
Sounds like a
Habash.
dinner plate. Like a plate of something.
That's just because we're Arab and
I
everything.
have a
sounds like
habash
that.
No.
It's because we're Arab and every plate sounds
You
like.
put the kibosh on. You put the kibosh on the whole thing, eh?
Yeah,
You put the fucking kibosh on the whole deal, guys.
I don't know, but regardless what it actually is, what is it
is
actually?
kibosh, though. Just gonna say that I've never heard anybody say that hibosh. And if I'm just saying, if you've been using that for some time and you've said what is it, habish?
Habash.
Habish.
I put the habash on it.
Like what is that? Like a spice? What were you cooking?
Is that how it started? Oh, put some kibosh on it.
No, because kibosh means put an ending to it, right? Or
But what does that word actually
86'd
translate
it.
to? Where does it come from? What does it mean?
I don't know.
Are we
Kibosh?
using it correctly? I just figure in America we fuck everything up and they don't actually mean what they're supposed to mean. So,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know either. Anyway, should we talk about something that matters? Is there anything that
We never do.
really matters? I wrote some things down to talk about. And I don't remember.
We
what they
are an hour and 9 minutes in, and that's the first thing this is what you think about that.
You know, we've talked about some things, I suppose, but I figure, yeah, I don't know. The funny thing that's been in the story, the news a lot recently is J-Lo and her and
Oh, I told Vivi the other day, I was like, oh, you seen that they're, oh, I was like, she was sitting down, I was like, oh, Alex Rodriguez and J-Lo split up. She's like, no. I was like, and so are we, because now she's available, and I got and I got to go. Yo, have you seen some of the pictures she's posting?
Mhm.
I get it. She's old. She's using some sort of like whatever.
I
She
just
can filter away.
the first thing I said
Uh-huh.
was good for A-Rod getting out before he had to pay her alimony,
All the money.
and he got a lot of money to do that with.
I think they both probably will get a prenup. If you were rich and she was rich, would you get a prenup? Okay, so listen. Who benefits when you're both rich? Does the person that's less rich get alimony?
I think so. I think that's how it's supposed
So
to
if
work.
I could be a millionaire still collecting alimony?
I think so, man. I mean,
that's dope. That's
I don't
really dope. So like you should strategically find a girl that's like got a money, but just a
listen,
little bit more than you.
This
right?
is a hypothetical world where I would consider marriage in any situation, which I do not right now. So,
All right. Well,
I mean,
that's cool, man. I'm
like-
just talking about like the idea of alimony.
I don't understand
when
why
you're rich
when you're
already.
rich as fuck, why you would get married. To me, that's stupid.
That was stupid.
Like, okay, how many high profile big celebrity ass weddings, how many of those people have actually stayed married? Like if you're a rich famous person from Hollywood and you marry another rich famous person from Hollywood, like when has that ever ended well?
I think what you want to do really here
Is avoided completely.
No, I think
like a plague.
No, I think it's like I don't know, when you attach your name to somebody in Hollywood, right? You attach your name to another name. I think it does things for your stock, for lack of a better term.
I mean,
right? So like, oh man, you saw he was out with this girl, and now you're in the tabloids, and the tabloids pick it up, and now all the people's like, oh, he looks perfect for this fucking role. Now he's a millionaire. Now he's a millionaire, and he's got a fucking ex-wife that's more than him. He's making alimony, so now he's got alimony and all the money that he made as a fucking actor. You see how that escalates?
just look at Brad Pitt. He's married every hot white woman in Hollywood at one point or another.
He's only married like 2 chicks.
I mean, so Jennifer Aniston and
I'm
Angelina
gonna go
Jolie.
out there and say it, right? Listen, Angelina Jolie. I don't know what she looks like now. I haven't seen a picture of her. She was a beautiful woman, very much so, right? I think it was more or less the lips, like that. People were really like she was pretty, but like the lips were really what the thing.
I
is,
mean,
right?
for sure, that was
So look,
that was her gag.
but at a certain point, right? Like when your spiel or when your shtick, right? Not stick. When your shtick.
When you're shtick.
When your shtick is apparently now adopting a whole bunch of foreign children, almost seemingly to be a collector. right? It just seems like she's not being. I could be crude here, and I could be wrong, and I could be all those things, but I tend to be that anyway. So what I'm gonna say is,
You ain't
it
fair.
almost seems like she's collecting children from other countries, right? As one would collect maybe a seashell from a different beach from another country.
As a conqueror of sorts might want to sample anything from around the world.
I like to collect different cheeses, right? You know, something like that. It seems like
Do you
maybe.
really collect cheese?
No, man. I do like cheese though.
I just thought that might be an interesting.
That would be
tidbit for
hilarious.
the people.
This is my cheese from Europe. Why do you have this out just sitting on your fucking dresser? Because I collect it.
It's like many things. Like I could never collect cheese because I would just eat it.
Just sit there eating cheese all day.
Like this cheese is delicious.
So listen, I believe that she's a little nuts. So it's not worth the juice in this situation is definitely not worth the squeeze.
The milk's gone bad.
It seemed as though like Brad Pitt got happier after he left her.
Listen, we won't get into how. That's my general thought
Why
process with relationships.
Oh,
You're just happier when you're
yeah,
not
we
in
ain't
them.
getting into that.
So let's not
Listen,
get into them.
All I'm saying is, Aniston though, still pretty hot. She's probably gotten some work done too. But hey, she hasn't collected children.
And she hasn't put a fake.
Also,
ass
can
in.
you imagine being like Brad Pitt? Like, yo, listen, honey, we've adopted 7 kids already. I am a millionaire, but I don't want this many children. Just one more from one more country. Then I can finish the set and we can move on.
I need to know what all of your intentions are from the get go. Like, you should write this down in a contract. There's certain things that I do not want. Like, okay, I thought about this as a hilarious kind of topic earlier. What is one quality that if your child was born with or without would be devastating to you? Or maybe not devastating because that's kind of dramatic, but like what would be a tough pill to swallow?
Oh, if he couldn't play, or he or she couldn't play basketball.
I thought sense of humor.
Not having athleticism.
I figured I could live with that because there's other ways you can go.
Okay, it's really shallow, but like
I think not having a sense of humor, not being like, because comedy has been just a
So they say they're like a chip off the old block. I think if you raise them the same way you are, right? Like I think if I had a kid, right, it would probably be pretty fucked up because it would just make fun of people all day. That's what I do.
But see, I don't think it could be.
I don't make fun of you. I just
like Pops is funny, but his comedy is a different brand of funny.
His comedy comes from just like not really giving a shit.
Yeah, I mean it's general.
He just says it as it comes to his head,
pretty much, which is where we kind of yeah. I mean,
but I
guess in that sense,
I think the idea of I guess you could play whatever sport, but like I would like for my child or my offspring, my seed son, to fucking
some got in Oprah.
We're gonna get this bitch, Stedman. So I think, man, I like I'm gonna bust out the basketball like right away, like
I mean, 1,000%, 1,000%. I also would like my kid to learn how to fight. So that kid's going into karate.
That comes from like athleticism. I think if you're athletic, you can get into that, and maybe even without it. Fighting is like it's cool. I guess you should. I mean, just know how to throw a punch.
Yeah,
that
be able to take a punch, be able to throw a punch.
Yeah. Understand that you're gonna throw a punch, but there might be one coming also, so you should block.
Right. Learn how to keep your hands up.
Don't run like Steph Curry or the ladies from Maury every chance you get. Like
with your hands in the air, just
I never understand. Like, all right, so like it's funny because like she'll run, right? She'll get to that wall that separates like studios, right between them and Jenny Jones or something. So she'll get to that wall. The camera chases after her. The camera's like because
it's 19 pounds on one shoulder. Those big ass camcorders were ridiculous back in the day.
They're just trying to get there. So and then Maury comes there eventually with his fucking long ass microphone cord, right? He's like, listen. He's like, well, how do you feel? She's like, well, hysterically crying. I'm not gonna mimic a woman crying because then I'm gonna be, canceled.
And she's like, you should want to help me more.
Maury, I know that I lied and that I fucked 2 other dudes that night, but I don't know their names. So,
but he's the one that I remember the most.
But he's the one that's here. So he should help me. And then he comes he literally just walks normally. Like you see him coming down the corridor, just walking. And then he's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna help take care of the kid? You've been around for 2 years. Yeah, I ain't like him anyway. So no, fuck you, bitch.
What do you think the average state of residency for the people on the show is? Like, where do you think they're from mostly? Do you think there's like one state in particular that a lot of the
No,
people
man.
come from?
Every state got trailer parks.
I mean, yeah, I suppose that's true.
It
I don't know,
matter.
but I guess it doesn't. But I'm like, man, there's
And
certain places
actors.
that, just like going back to our Yellowstone conversation. Oh,
We never
we
talked
didn't-
about Yellowstone.
damn, the Phantom episode killed everything.
Son of a bitch.
We went to Yellowstone.
Yeah, y'all. We went to Yellowstone.
Last summer, we took a family trip. The guys of the family. So me, Sam, Pop's little younger brother.
We got time, right? We'll end this. I guess we can end the episode talking about that because
yeah, we could do that.
the further we get from it, we're not going to speak about it.
That's true. So, yeah, we took a road trip, rented a car, went for a week, and it was about 20-hour journey, give or take. A little bit longer on the way there because we stopped to rest or whatever. But
Well, give some details, like those who have. We live in Chicago, so
right,
it did take longer. The first trip, I think, took longer because
it might have just been part of the route that we took to go up and then come back
it
around.
was a little bit of the route, but also because we stopped at a couple more places. Right, we stayed overnight in the same town, going and coming. First time we stayed in a minivan, which
Yeah,
might have been the most like. So listen,
This is 4 grown adult men.
yeah.
Average height probably like 5'9".
How the windows in that back seat weren't kicked in by me.
I couldn't sleep in that thing, to be honest.
I
man. It was
slept
terrible.
like shit. That's why I told you, like, I drove for hours. Like, I drove for different spurts. Like, one point I drove for like 9, 10, or 11 hours straight. My pops was like, yo, you good? I was like, yeah, man. I don't just want to sit back there. Fuck that shit.
I mean,
That
you're
shit
talking
sucks."
about like roads that are like rural as fuck, and you're going through the central U.S. You know
Yeah,
what I mean,
man.
so it's like
it's like a
there's
video
nothing-
game, dude. You literally just put fucking your cruise control at
speed limit is
85,
like 80
and you
miles
just
an
gotta
hour.
you just got to make sure you're paying attention and use the steering wheel.
Yeah, and it's like that for like
Hours.
150 mile stretches, 200 mile stretches. Like it's just long spurts
Hours.
on the same road.
Road trips are interesting, man. It's funny. Like, what's your favorite road trip food? Like, what were we eating a lot of? Like, I think it was sunflower seeds, right?
Sunflower seeds,
Sunflower seeds
chips
are.
and shit. We had like the variety bag of chips.
Sunflower seeds usually tend to be the one because you can use you can have like a cup and you just like, dude. I remember like we were going through them because like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like a busy food. It keeps the time. It passes the time.
Luckily, we went camping a lot as kids, so we knew how to be prepared. Like we had a cooler in the back. We had like sandwich meat and shit like that.
We had just
All kinds of snacks and
we
drinks.
just failed to realize that we had all gotten bigger.
Yeah, being in a minivan is, if you're gonna go on a long road trip with a bunch of adults,
Adult men.
adult men,
Like-
people who are generally just big people. Like, I mean, find a vehicle that's like, RV, something that like everybody can be comfortable in.
Yeah,
because
you got to have your room to stretch your legs.
people start getting cranky. You're in close quarters.
No matter how much, we fought,
be funky.
yeah, exactly. We fought, and we were hiking. We were in Yellowstone, so like,
Yeah,
but it was fun. But like, I mean, it's just like anything. We fought, we made up. We fought, we made up. We had fun.
yeah.
It was a good trip. I don't know that Pops wants to take another one so soon, but maybe at some point we'll
We used to go on road trips a lot. Like
Yeah.
if we were
But
we would
again,
go
we
anywhere
had-
within the United States, we drove instead of flew.
Yeah, we didn't fly a lot when we were younger at all.
Yeah.
I don't either at this point. Although
So-
I do have a flight coming up soon.
And then it had been a long gap in between, like when we were kids to adulthood. Being in a car going on a long road trip together.
Yeah, man.
So I mean,
I used to sleep in the back seats or the back row of like the minivan when we were younger. We had one,
yeah.
but I guess I've grown and I've gotten a little larger.
I think next time we just gotta all like chip in and get the RV because it's expensive to rent an RV.
It is. But I believe it's worth it. The problem with that is then you do have to drive it through Yellowstone.
Yeah,
And like the thing with Yellowstone is that there's a lot of pull-offs, like a little literal fucking
Little
little
observatory areas.
driveways like
Yeah.
that are super small. So like the van was nice in those areas.
Yeah.
But because you do have to, it's basically a road that you're just driving, looking at from site to site throughout the mountain.
And some of the terrain, I mean, you are on a mountain, so it's steep and, whatever. I guess the
Yeah.
heavier the vehicle, the more difficult of a task that is.
We had some fun drives too. Like listen, it was a good trip. It's fun. Obviously, when you go on a road trip with
What was
family, you're gonna want to hate them and never see them again. But when you you go a week and then you see them again and you're happy.
What was the name of the motorcycle rally? That was
Sturgis. Sturgis was going on when we were out there, which is crazy because it was still during like right in the middle of Corona
Yeah,
or
like this is
COVID
it's
or
probably
whatever the
early
fuck.
August. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was fun, man. I enjoyed it. We stayed in Cody, Wyoming,
yeah,
where
Kanye
lives.
which listen, man.
If
We talked about this a little bit too on our little
on the Phantom episode, but yeah, like it was funny because it doesn't seem like a place a black man would like to live.
We've like talked to some lady who was like talking about how the sentiment around Kanye, and they're like they don't necessarily care that he's there, they don't care for him to be there, and it's like there's certain states that I just learned to stay away from on this trip.
Yeah, listen, it's fun, but like you can listen. We're going down low like dirt roads that don't seem to lead anywhere, but they're just there. And like you see a couple of farms. Like, that's the thing in Montana and Wyoming. It seemed like every place was like a farm that was hundreds of acres.
Yeah,
But you would see a Trump sign here and there. But like just to let you know,
I think one time on that trip we saw like a Biden sign or something like that. We were like, oh yeah, look at you,
like
standing up to your neighbors.
Oh yeah, that was in that little town, right?
Yeah,
that little town. It was fun though. Like you're driving through just like places. It made me realize I do really enjoy road trips. When I was younger, I would be like, yo, I gotta fall asleep. I would like, I was the worst to take road trips with. I'd be like, yo, I'm done driving, y'all.
Having a fucking CD player, some Sony Studios.
Oh yeah, the best thing now is like you got fucking Bluetooth and you got whatever.
Which as we were fucking trying to if you're with your pops who doesn't like the same genre of music that you like,
oh my god,
that's another situation, another battle that you got to fight.
His thing is driver picks the music,
which
cool
it should be,
except it only applies to when he is the fucking driver. You be like, dog, listen, I'm not listening to this right now. I need to. You want me to drive, but you want me to listen to this or nothing.
We're gonna turn this radio off.
I swear,
I'm gonna crack the window at 80 miles an hour and listen to the
right, like we're just gonna hear the fucking. It's gonna sound like we're on the wrong station or some shit.
Which is exactly what it sounded like when we recorded last week.
Exactly. I think I got to the point where I was just driving with one headphone in.
Yeah,
like that was like, all right, fuck it. This is how we're gonna do it. Like,
we never got to what is your favorite road trip snack?
Oh, road trip snack would probably be, if it's not sunflower seeds, just by default, because like you can just like pour like 1,400 of them in your fucking mouth and like for an hour you're good. Pause. Yeah, I guess that's a lot of things to pour in your mouth at 1,400 of them.
Word.
Big ass mouth.
$1,400. Stimmy.
Can't wait for that shit. I'm gonna check my bank account as soon as we get in this motherfucking podcast. I needs that 1,400, and if we do, we will turn the camera back on, and you'll see the shimmy of a lifetime.
We'll turn it back on for a quick stimmy
shimmy, bitch.
Pretty much usually like what's it called? Cheese curds, beef jerky. Those are usually things that are pretty important.
Beef jerky is really
cheese curds you want to be careful with because again, things gonna make you gassy,
buddy.
Small, close quarters.
Beef jerky. You can reach in from time to time. You got the sunflower seeds. You might want to have like different kind of water, maybe some sort of like juice, or a pop, chips, just to kind of like keep yourself like with variation.
I mean, nothing that you eat in a road trip is healthy is the problem. You know?
The good thing though is you drink, but like you're also gonna have the sunflower seeds, which absorbs it, so you don't have to pee as often.
And if you're not accustomed to being on road trips, I still pack things like that.
I am not sure if that's a scientific fact. I just assumed it to be.
I mean, I don't know. But if it's a scientific fact, it's probably Googleable.
Googleable. You must be a fucking fiddler. Again, dude, I don't know what... Like, if you really go back to the, like all of these, like, fucking titles, right? Like a West Side Story. Like, to me, that's, like, the game. Right.
I mean, I understand why your association would be tied to that, but it could also be
to Carlos Santana. Of guys going.
I would associate it more with Carlos Santana. You know,
I don't.
she remind me of a West Side Story.
It's like a line in the song, though.
Yeah, but like it's a very
She grew up in Spanish
a
Harlem.
very big song before the game was a thing.
She lived a life just like a movie star. Oh, Maria. Something.
Yeah, well, yeah, I get the point.
Growing up in Spanish Harlem.
Living life just like a movie star.
Oh. All right.
We can't sing.
No.
But yeah, so I don't know. It was altogether a good road trip. I forgot what I was saying that like was associated with the Yellowstone trip before that all began. But I don't know. Yeah, cool shit. We were looking very, very hard to try to find a bear, and we could not. Find
Hey
a
bear.
Yeah.
Hey bear. Like,
Of course, that became a
I don't
running
know why. Like, in retrospect, looking for a bear might have been
joke. I mean, but you
top
go to a
5
place.
dumb things I've done.
You go to a place where you're known to see them.
We seen elk, not elk,
We have elk.
not elk. I'm sorry, bison.
We did see bison at first. So we went
We did
to
see elk too, but we seen bison.
We went to the actual Yellowstone Park twice. The first day, we didn't see much of any animals that we wanted to see. We saw like deer and shit like
Right.
that we always see.
And we should say that. So Yellowstone is split up in I guess the north loop.
There's different entrances.
There's like the
but-
north loop and the south loop or something like that. So like it's split into a place where you can enter through the north and you can head south, or there's a midpoint where you can cut and go back east,
Yeah.
and that's just complete that ring, because like it's just a whole nother few hours of driving, and depending on the time of the year, depending on the time of day, it doesn't really make sense to go to certain points.
Yeah.
But
and of course, I mean, there's a lot of like little entrances were closed because COVID, of course, like they're
Yeah,
trying to keep some
you
of the
know,
traffic down. And
we do recommend it. I think
Yeah.
everybody in the car, though, we just recommend a bigger car.
yeah, just make sure you have some
Unless you're a little
some of your own
unless you're a
little
little family, man.
get like a conversion van, or if you're gonna go van, you
That
know, like, get
one
something a little
with
bit
the
bigger.
bed that lies back, you know.
Yeah.
If this van's a rocking, don't come and knocking.
If you already know these things, or if you have other tips for people who have no idea what to do, I mean, feel free to leave those in the comments.
Here's my beef with some things that go on in vacations, right? Like, listen, I'm a grown man. I have to work. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, man, like, it doesn't matter who I'm on vacation with, my girl or anybody. I'll be like, yo, I don't want to do nothing right now. Actually, I want to be alone. So if you could please just let me be, I'd appreciate that.
I'm telling you, that's why I have a goal that in summer I'm going to be taking like 5 to 7 day.
Oh, dude, you're gonna enjoy the shit out of it.
Dude, with nobody around, it's gonna be great.
I think maybe we should. Maybe I'll try to finagle a way to take that trip because I'm going to Puerto Rico at the beginning of April, right? So after I've gone on that trip with Vivi, because you know I ain't trying to do nothing.
Yeah,
We could just sit and drink all inclusive.
That's all I'm trying to do.
Let's do it. That seals it.
Yeah,
Dude, I say we go back to like Dominican, or we go to fucking
Did
like the
or
Bahamas
something.
or something. Get us a little all inclusive some shit.
It doesn't matter where. To be honest, I was thinking about this and I was like, I'm gonna be on the beach. It doesn't
Dude,
matter
we
where
could
I'm
shoot a
gonna be on.
podcast like we'd
On
have
location?
to. It would have to be something more layman. I don't know if that makes sense in
Yeah.
terms of what we're using in terms of equipment.
Yeah,
More dumbed down, but we can
I mean,
record
we can
it.
Use this the phone or whatever.
Yeah, we
might
can
not have
reuse
the
it.
mics.
Just this audio. You know, something for the Patreon.
Right.
Oh shit! I
Dude,
think
hey, the room that
think
we
it's
had
gonna be a
when we went
Kiona and Kasson podcast vacation.
KKP vacation.
KKPV.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the KKP thing. I think, and
I don't either. I think I've been thinking about that too.
But what do you want to do about it? Like that's
Do we change the?
Those are the
do we,
initials.
Do we alter? Does this podcast deserve a different name?
I mean,
You know,
we've
some people
we've been
named
the
their shit.
KKP for a long time. You know,
All right, listen.
we'd have to think about it.
Yeah, we'll talk. Listen, if this is something that you're interested in talking about with us, again, let us
Maybe
know.
a conversation for a Patreon.
Maybe
episode.
a conversation for. See, that's the thing about Patreon. You can actually talk. I think there's communication that
Yeah.
can happen, right? Like more intimately, right? Though it can happen on YouTube, I think Patreon you can respond a little bit more
Well,
personally.
YouTube,
There's
it's
no
like
there's no direct
we
message.
we usually get like a good amount of comments, but I mean, and you know what's like, we'll respond and get interactive with the comments for sure too. So if you want to start there until we get Patreon up and running.
No, the Patreon I think could happen pretty quickly. I think we're just gonna have to figure out how to we just got to probably register with them.
Yeah.
So look out for that. We'll
hey, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is probably have you like we'll try to get the social media more active so we can leave some updates there with you guys. Right?
Yeah. We're always. I have my computer with me at all times, so pretty much, I got notifications on for those things. We can definitely chop it up because
it sucks, dude. I feel like there's so much to talk about. Like we've missed in the past like months and like even like last week not being able to touch on, because we talked about a lot, but at some point we're not going to be able to speak about some of the shit. We're just going to have to keep going back to it.
Yeah, but I think this episode was a good one to get back and touch on what we forgot to touch on the first episode. Yeah, a lot of touching on happening.
Touching on shit.
Real fast, did you hear this? Tom Brady signed a 4-year extension.
Yeah, but I see it was something there. I don't understand the contract.
He's got like clauses where he can retire if he feels like it.
Yeah, but it basically the gist of it is he took less so they can retain more of the team.
The fact that this guy, what is he, like 44 right now? 43, something like that.
Some crazy shit.
He signed a 4-year extension. Like he's not planning on going anywhere. It seems.
I wouldn't have bet against Tom Brady to lose the Super Bowl.
I did, but I figure because Patty Mahomes is not battle tested, he's
he would be the things that he was like the passes he was like actually getting off was like if you were like playing NBA 2K or Madden and you dove as a quarterback and at the last second like pressed the button on the PlayStation to throw the ball or shoot
like hit him in the stomach and then he dropped it.
Dude, and yeah, for real, like hit their hands and they would like
his receivers were ass. Like,
dude, like if I'm able to get this shit off, you better fucking catch this shit.
They said he had more scrambling yards to get like rushing yards than drop back yards, I guess. So like, yeah, he went away from
like negative yards.
He had more negative yards, and not negative because they weren't officially negative. Whatever. Like he ran more yards backwards than they actually got going forward.
There were so many fucking like scramble situations.
Yeah, I don't know. It was an ugly game. I thought I was expecting more of a competitive, more offensive. Like you're talking about two offensive juggernauts, really. Like QBs and offensive position. That's what you're gonna get.
Mahomes is probably the next up. If he continues on this trajectory.
Yeah,
he's a beast. You know what I mean? He
was
actually hurt as well. You know what I mean?
They were, it was a kind of a thin, whatever.
His team was down a little bit. I just think that honestly, nobody. It's kind of like the Jordan thing. Nobody's really gonna win until Brady decides that he's done, and that's really it.
And he doesn't seem to be.
I think he might win another fucking season, dude. Depending on if he has everybody come back.
He doesn't look like he's ready to hang up the cleats.
Hell no, he looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, got to give it to him. Like,
I'm not a Brady fan, but
has done some things.
You don't root against it. Like, I guess even the people who hated Michael Jordan in New York back in the day or whatever would like definitely say that.
Well, they hated Jordan in a lot of places.
Yeah, of course, but like, there's like
Detroit.
New York. Yeah, but like, once Jordan started winning.
Yeah,
like I think
you couldn't take anything away from him.
New York, we went against New York so many times that I think they were.
Although Tom Brady's a little bit of a different story because he did get accused of cheating in one of his rings. So
yeah, but I get 1 out of 7 or however many fucking rings he's got.
Yeah,
he almost has a ring for every finger, and I think that's his goal.
I mean,
he's a savage, man. As a fucking competitor, he's got 7, I think.
6.
I think it's 7. Check
6. Let's be accurate here, but I'm pretty positive.
I think he had matched Michael last time. I'm pretty certain of it.
Nope, got 6.
6? Are you sure? I thought it was 7, to be honest with you.
Does he have 7? I don't know. There's literally...
I think he has 7 rings, to be honest.
Yeah, he got 7.
Yeah. Which puts him in the conversation of maybe one of the... He's not the best... Okay, so he's not the best athlete ever, but he may be one of the best position players of all time in terms of what he's brought. and I don't even know if you could say that because best position player means maybe you're at that. I don't know what you could categorize him as, but you have to say he might be.
He's a skill player. I mean,
He's going to go down.
He knows how to play. He plays within himself, and he does it well. I mean,
he's going to go down as, I don't know how to describe it, but probably the most winningest.
Well, for sure.
Is that a word, right? Mm-hmm. Most winningest athletes ever because of like, and he put the rumors to bed, or like the speculation of, is it him? Is it Belichick? Is it them together? Can they win separately?
I mean, in all fairness, he did bring Gronk out of retirement.
Yeah, well, if you could, wouldn't you?
I mean, I thought
there's
Gronk
this ad on YouTube
of, like, health things, right? Like he wanted to still have a future after football or something like that. That's what he was saying.
I think that was a little okie doke.
That was just him being like, yeah, I just wanted an easy out here, so bye.
I think I was like this. I think.
I mean, it does kind of echo into the water bottle.
I think maybe he just saw that without Tom, he didn't want to be there. Maybe he's not understanding who truly was the valuable person, or the asset that truly was the one that put them over the hump.
Because that's like, I only play football because Tom Brady plays football. Like, if you enjoy the sport, go find another team to mesh on. I mean,
we're on the same team for years, won championships. Hold on. If we we're on championships together. But I mean, we're
Scottie
brothers.
Pippen?
Huh?
Scottie Pippen?
What about Scotty?
He also played on a winning team.
He didn't go nowhere. But
he continued playing after Jordan retired.
By the time Mike, well, yeah, but
he didn't also go retire and be like,
he didn't play for the Bulls no more. He went to Portland,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Houston, I forget.
That's my point. So he found another team.
Well,
to
he
go
wanted
to
continue playing, right? Like,
Gronk
retired.
Young,
Gronk retired, right? And so there's an ad on YouTube, right, where it's like, they're interviewing Tom, and he's like, I might even call Gronk over and he see if he's coming, right? And like, we're gonna do it again, maybe in Miami, and blah blah blah. So like the connection is all fucked up. So it basically says he's like, I'm going to Miami and I'm bringing Gronk with me, and he's like, I guess I'm retiring from retiring. You
get that? Is that a recent advertisement?
Yeah, I saw that.
The only fucking advertisements I get on YouTube now, they're like, I'm the #1 trade picker in the world. I know you get tired of hearing this, but I'm like, yeah, I'm tired of hearing it.
You see that? Like, he's like, what are you looking at? Oh, that old Lambo in the background? I could teach you how to get this.
It's like, I picked 16 stocks to win, and I was right every time.
How'd I get this? I picked everything plus the Powerball number.
They're like, don't skip the ad. It will be the biggest mistake of your life. And at the end, they're like, now, if you want to know what I was really going to say, click this ad. I'm like, fuck out of here.
Dude, some of those ads are hilarious. They be actual documentaries, like 2-hour long things. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'll be like in the middle, I'll go do something, come back. I'm like, why is this on? It's skip ad. But okay, so listen, if we're on the same team, right? Let's say we play for the Patriots.
Right.
And we win. And you're like, I'm going to retire because I'm like, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm leaving. Right. And then out of I'm like, yo, I think we can win again. You want to come down to Miami and play with me? Pause. And you're like, yeah, dude, let's play together. Pause.
But they went to Tampa.
Same thing, right?
No. Miami has the Dolphins.
They're both in America's wang.
That is indeed panhandle my ass.
It's a fucking dick.
The state is made up of dicks, so now it shapes that.
Oh. All right, listen, man. I think we're at a point where we're babbling about dicks now and pausing a lot.
Yeah.
So I think before we go, because we did promise that we'd bring back the kicks.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So what do you got here?
So I got the alternate grape 5s, very purple shoe. But honestly, this is the first time I put them on because they've been sitting in there, and I like them better on foot than just sitting in the box. I was actually thinking about selling them initially.
Nah, man.
There's a lot to like about them, though.
Where would you like, man? Where would you like?
Yeah. So I mean, we hear y'all talking about sneakers out there. We know. You know?
We've been thinking about a separate podcast for sneakers too.
Know we love sneakers. You ain't gotta.
Indeed.
Gotta try to convince us.
Hell yeah.
What you rocking?
So these are one of the pickups I got at the end of the year last year. I had a little Nike Connect for a little bit, but I haven't heard from him in a while.
Where you at?
So, huh?
So where you at? To your Nike Connect. I'm trying to figure out where he at.
So these are, I think, what do they call them? The Radiant Red Air Max 90s, or as they described or explained, these are the Air Max 3s.
Mm-hmm.
Call them what you want. They're still a dope shoe, super comfortable. I got them in another color as well.
Yeah.
Also another OG colorway, so I'll probably rock those at some point soon.
Who was your Nike Connect? Was it Ann Hebert?
Oh, I was actually gonna say we should talk about that a little bit before we go. That motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's craziness, man. Honestly, I think we need a little bit more time to speak about that. That'll probably go for another 25 minutes.
All I know is fuck her son, you know?
Yeah, I think it's deeper than all that, and I think it's really retarded. We did have a pretty funny conversation about it the other day. We should have recorded.
Yeah.
That's another thing we're thinking about for Patreon.
We're gonna stop talking to each other until we come to record.
Or just find ways to record what we speak about, off of this podcast. And then try to put some sort of extra content.
Taking resumes for people who want to just be the cameraman and not get paid.
Indeed, we can use somebody who wants some sort of credit and experience. And
yeah, we're not going to pay you. But,
yeah, we can't pay you because we don't get paid. But
we'll definitely shout you out and let people know what you do.
Yeah, we'll talk. But I think we'll talk more about this Herbert guy, not to be confused with the valuable card of the Justin Herbert.
I think it's Hebert.
Hebert?
Hebert.
So it's not an R there. It's Hebert.
Yes.
Hebert?
Hebert.
Is Justin Hebert?
No.
Hebert.
Justin Herbert. Joe Hebert. Joe.
We'll talk about it next week, man. We'll talk about it next week.
But fuck that guy.
Yeah. I will say that. I mean, I'm not surprised. It's definitely something that. It's existed forever. He's just exploiting his
mother's company.
Yeah, he's fucked up, but his mom's dumb as shit too. Because there's no way you could tell me that motherfucker didn't know that he was. Dude, you can't. At 19 years old, you can't have certain things, right? You can't have a credit card limit of $100,000, $150,000.
But clearly, she was okay with him living upper echelon lifestyle anyway, because she would have noticed.
They're rich too, but I guess at some point you got to be like, well, where are you? How are you getting? She's a person at Nike. Is she not like, yo, how are you getting these?
Right.
Like, I didn't
because
give you these.
The thought process here is she was instrumental in helping him.
For sure, they were getting money together.
There's no surprise here. Like, oh, you have a warehouse? Yeah, we bought it from an auction, like Bart Simpson,
Right.
Wheelhouse, you want a job
for $1? I bought this warehouse for $1.
What was it? Industrial waste.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that next week, man.
Yeah.
I hope that you guys are enjoying us getting back to potting. It's like a muscle. You just gotta work it out and then flex it a little bit.
You gotta learn how to flex it.
Yeah, bodybuilders even spend time trying to do their posing. So I think we're getting back to it. We're getting to our playing, or what's the we're looking for here? Basketball shape. We're playing game
getting
shape.
Our legs underneath.
We're getting the game shape, which I am not, by the way.
No,
I am not in game shape.
No,
soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hooping is on my mind. I got to tell you.
Got to get back to the hardwood. Pause.
He sure does like to get to the hardwood. Fucking fiddler.
Shut up. Fiddle. These.
Yeah, well, I bet you. Yeah, of course. Anyway,
yeah. So, thanks for tuning in to episode 85. We're glad that we can actually bring this one to you.
85.2.
85.2. What did Jay do? Blueprint 2.4.
You were rhyming for a second. 85.2. What did Jay do? 85. Well, never mind.
I didn't even realize it, but that just happens. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you for watching the show. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, tell the tribe, let people know. I mean, whatever.
Indeed, man. We appreciate y'all checking in.
Yep.
And tuning into this here channel we have here.
And then we will see you next week, potentially with Dave. He mentioned that he might be swinging by. So that's gonna
check out our
give us something to have to figure out with this thing. But anyway, yeah, that's the show. Y'all have a good rest of the week, and enjoy them stimmy checks. Don't spend them all in one place. You know what I mean?
Stimmy shimmies all around, baby.
Stimmy, the shimmy. No, yeah, I know that I didn't get mine today. I already checked anyway.
All right, y'all. Y'all be easy. Peace.
All right, peace, man.